A lot of people do not understand what it means to be a sport analyst, to be a sport presenter, and what it takes. Hello, my name is Lola Chapi, your host of the Untold Stories. And guess what? This is where I got to talk to icons, get deep into the stories that they have never told you. You see the people behind the cameras, you see the presenters, you see the fashion designers. There is more that you will love to learn about them. And that is why today I'm joined here in the studio with young, talented young man who is ready to explore and share his experience with you. Stay tuned. Oh yes, I'm joined right here with one of the sports analysts, and he's ready to share with us his experience. Josh, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Fantastic.
Yes, you're welcome. I'm glad to have you.
Glad to, have you too on this, and I think it's a privilege.
All right. Would you introduce to my listeners who you are and what you do, and how you got into the game?
Yeah, by names I'm Liam Joshua Biaza, and I think I have a very good journey. It's a challenging one, but at the same time, it inspires someone out there.
That's true.
And I think I made this journey in 2014. I think in one of the supermarkets in EA, and I just have that urge in me that I want to be one of the best when it comes to sports presenting and so on, analysis and so on. And I worked hard for that, because from there I built, something passionate about sports, and in particular, football itself. And there's one time, I think, in EA, one of the supermarkets. So I was working by then in that supermarket. So I think there's one guy. He's called Ad Alson. Actually, he's one of the cousin to some of City FM, the managing director.
Yes.
So I think he keeps on coming to the supermarket like frequently. So from there, I think that's where we knew each other, and then from there, I think he came on with some conversation that they have a radio, in Juba and so on. So from there, I think I opened up. I said, "Is there a possibility
that you could be a sports?"
So now he knew I have that, that dream in me, that urge in me. So when I asked him, he said, "Yeah, it's okay. Maybe all I can tell you is that maybe come to Juba, and then I'm gonna allow you to come maybe to the station, and you start your training with City FM." So I think when I left EA, I came to Juba. The first guy I met was him. He came to meet me at custom, because that's my first time of coming to Juba. So I think from there,
in 2014.
In 2014.
Yes.
So I think there he picked me, took me to City FM, introduced me, and then from there I think I started my training. And that time my mentor was Doggy Isaac Samson.
Oh yes.
And I think
was he doing sports at that time?
Yeah, at that time he's doing sports on Saturdays and so on. Because from there, and then I think I only come. He takes me through the theory and then so on. I think that is the genesis.
That's the genesis. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a player? Like, where did the passion come from?
The reality is, I think when we are growing up, you see, I love football so much that even I come from school, throw my books, rush to
play.
And that time, as being a child, a kid, we're not accustomed to football itself, to the real football, but we play rubber balls sometimes. And then from there, I think the closest time that I came playing football was when I'm in primary 7. But then I have that fear in me. So there's a friend of mine, is called Bernard.
Why was the fear there? Like, the fear was fear of falling down, injured, or fear of not being a good player?
No, I think it's fear of playing the football itself.
Not being a good player.
Not being a good player.
But
just that fear.
You fear to be hit by the ball.
maybe that way, or I fear maybe like I think he forced me. You know, he implored me to play for the
It
school
wasn't
team.
what you want.
It's what I want, but I felt like it's not my time for playing for the school.
Okay.
And I think if I had wanted to play maybe in primary 7, that's when I could have, you know, ventured into maybe participating.
So
for
when
the
you
school.
reached primary 7, what happened? Did you continue to play or?
No, I did not.
So what
I,
happened?
I actually I trained. Okay, what I did, because that time we have our, you know, the P7, you know, team where we play with the, you know, some of the pupils within the
Yes.
school premises, and then so on. But majority of the guys, they really wanted me to participate and play for the school team, but I think I just have that fear. In me. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that is.
So you decided that if I could not play, I could be a moderator. I could be somebody. How do you guys call it? A commentator, right?
Commentator, yeah.
Yes, a commentator, a sport analyst, another word to mean that.
The maybe sport expert.
Yeah, a
so
sport
on.
expert. So are you right now a sport analyst or a sport expert or a moderator? Or no, or a commentator?
Yeah, actually, I learned a lot of things.
Yes.
I can present sports, and I can commentate as well. I can be an expert. Depends on what you want from me. Maybe if you wanted, maybe for example, if you wanted to build a football brand, and you like the ideas, maybe you could come to me and I can help.
You can
where
share
necessary.
ideas.
I can share ideas where necessary, because I feel there are people outside there. They love the game, but at the end of the day, they do not have the clue on how to run
The business.
the business, or on how to have a brand itself, because football is a brand.
Yes.
For you to come to that extent where you build a successful brand, that means you should have spent a lot of resources and a lot of your energies into that. But if you do not have the idea, and then sometimes you cannot keep on going, and then you need the right people
To do that.
to surround you,
Yes.
and then from there you're going to be successful
Oh,
in
yeah.
whatever you wanted to do in sports.
So share with me the challenging part about being a sports presenter or a sport analyst, a sport expert, or a sport commentator.
Yeah, there are challenges. There are so many challenges. The challenges are one, I think, in our context, as a South Sudanese, particularly, I think one of the challenges is sometimes you come up with ideas, and then sometimes people are not working with ideas you have. You know, as being a journalist, I think all you do is you bring your ideas so that people could pick up
Yes.
the ideas that you.
But when
you
they
put.
don't, it becomes a failure for you.
Yeah, when they don't, then it becomes a fail. Sometimes I come up and I approach those people. Maybe there could be club owners, maybe club administrators. You open up your ideas.
Yes.
Perhaps you say, look, I think if you do here, it's going to be good for
It's
you.
going to work for you.
Because I think I network with so many people. And as I talk now, I have 4 to 5 people that I shared the experience that we have in the country and how they're going to be able to help.
Yes.
But then sometimes you open up with the people who are managing football. Sometimes they are rigid to ideas. So that one becomes a challenge to me. So in terms of presenting, I think, do I really say I have a challenge from there? Maybe or maybe not, because it's just you know,
It's passion.
it's just a passion. Because for you to be a sports presenter,
You must be passionate.
You must
Yes.
be passionate about that. It's actually, for me, the whole thing is passion
Yes.
for football, because I started following football when I'm still young.
Yes. So let's talk about how many years are you in the game?
2014
Yeah, 2014
till date.
until date. We're in
10
20,
years.
10 years.
10 years.
Wow.
That,
We
that's
need to
like,
celebrate that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
a round of
that's
applause
like,
for that. And we give him his flowers. Yes,
yeah,
10 years.
10 years. And all these 10 years, I think I've not been like more into, presenting and so on.
You've been on and off.
I come on and off. But where I come, there's so many actually. In Uganda, by the way, the truth is, I've gone to more than 5 radio stations.
Yes.
I think in Lira, I went to radio stations, invited. In Arua, to more than 4.
How about in South Sudan?
In South Sudan, I think it was a CTFM, Capital I went into, invited as a football analyst. Participated, I think, Miraya, they called me on phone.
Yes.
To share my
Your experience.
not experience, but putting my insight.
Oh, there was a game.
Yeah, putting my insight basically about local sports. I think with Samuel Pawan, but I think in Juba I've not been much into this. Only I think it's City, Miraya. These are the things that I maybe I put my insight into. And
oh yes.
Urban FM. And
Yeah.
Urban, I'm a football analyst. But where I do not have my colleague, I come in as a presenter. So I think basically that. But I think in total maybe I could have gone to more than 10 radio stations.
More than 10 radio stations in South Sudan with a 10
overall,
years experience.
Overall.
Oh yes, so that's interesting and quite an amazing experience with a lot of knowledge. So in this, I think this will take us back to the other one. So let me just jump that. What are some of the things that you regret right now that you wish you should have done in the 10 years time? Is there anything that you look at and be like, okay, I wish I had done this, I would be in a better place, or maybe I will be the sports is it sport analyst? You'll be the sport expert for BBC or something like this. So what are some of the things that you think are pushing you back a little bit and others that are making you keep moving every day?
You see, the reality is in most of the locals, they end up supporting that local team.
Okay.
So immediately when I came, I think I faced challenges and so on. But now I think the owners of the club, the board, they understood what I wanted.
What you want, yes.
So I think I started engaging with the radios and then so on.
And all that, yes.
So from there, I think slow but sure, we picked. So the club grew within the period I've been there. So right now, if you go, you see the followers that the club has now. I think when I go now, they'll say,
at least it's promising.
They'll say, this is the guy.
That is the guy. You did that. Those are some of the things that you live up to celebrate as your legacy. At least, you've left something, you have mentored, and people look up to you, which is amazing. In life, the tragedy is that the tragedy is not death. Most people fear that if I die, it's going to be like this. But I feel like it's not the tragedy. The tragedy is living a life without a purpose. If you live a life that you don't have purpose, you don't live a life to impact people, that's where the problem comes in from.
Yeah.
But if you live a life that people appreciate who you are, people look up to you, that is the biggest accomplishment in life, right?
Yeah.
And but right now, the 10 years, you're proud to say, Josh, I did this.
Yeah, I think I'm proud to say so.
Yes.
Because I have people, fans, but who could not express their gratitude towards me. Maybe because we've not met in person. But I know if we meet in person, maybe they could have said,
They could have said that, yes.
But
you know that
right.
at least they're following up. They're looking up to you.
But at least I know that they are looking up to me.
Yes.
Maybe they are young lads, young boys and girls growing up. They wanted to be, maybe I could have inspired them.
Yes.
But maybe it's all that their time did not come.
Oh yeah. So a quick one, just for us to, for me to know, or maybe for other people to know. Do we have like female analysts?
We do not have female analysts, I think, in this country.
But I've seen a couple of ladies, like there is the ladies football, right? They do play, but how comes we don't have ladies who are sport analysts?
I think the reality is I tried my best. And I think I talked to some of them. But then, of course, the response is not all that
Was
good.
negative.
Was negative. So I don't know. But if you ask me, I really have that heart of maybe
Of inspiring them,
inspiring
yes.
someone, at least a lady. You know, ladies are they are really gifted when it comes to sports. You know, sports journalists.
And it sounds unique
pundits,
because
and
it's not a
commentary.
normal thing.
It's not a normal thing.
Yeah, it's not a normal thing for a lady to be a sport analyst, a commentator, and all that.
And I think to me, basically, as a lady, it acts as a good platform for them. One, because we do not have female
Analysts.
sports journalists, analysts, maybe commentators. So I think if we have one, and then boom,
It would be better. Oh yes, a lot of stories to be told. Welcome to the Untold. My name is Lola Chapi, and I'm right here with Josh, our sports analyst. He has shared his experience, quite an amazing one, that will inspire you to listen more and to keep moving. So, Josh, as we conclude, what are some of the encouragement words that you would share to anybody that is looking up to you, or they want to be a sport analyst, or somebody who is going to join the sports game? What word would you share to them?
I think I'm not going to take long on this. I think for you to become a sports analyst, there's only one thing that is required of you. You must start developing that passion. I think do more of research, know things.
Yes.
So if you have all these three things, and then you could be the greatest sports analyst, and then people will look up to you. I think basically that is that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for being part of this amazing journey, an amazing experience of Josh's journey as he takes us through his journey through sports. It has been an amazing one, Josh. Nice to meet you.
Nice
and
meeting
thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you too.